Tonight's show is going to be fire. We are talking about some things that you're familiar with, I'm familiar with, and we're going to be looking at it from some different perspectives. We're going to be talking spirituality. But before we get to that, talking to my guest, I have a performer in the house. My God, I'm excited about having her as well. Just met her today, but when I tell you, when you meet somebody and you already know from just talking to them that they going to be fire, I can't wait to share I can't wait for her to share her music and to share her story, because those of you that know me know I got an interesting background as well. So when I read her bio, I just almost hollered. So I can't wait to share that, especially for my family that's logging in. And I did just say family, and this show will be dedicated tonight to my Uncle Fred. My Uncle Fred was my grandmother's brother, but my Uncle Fred Holiday, or as others may know him as Reverend F.C. Holiday, transitioned to be with the Lord this week. And when I tell you that, yeah, it's a sad situation, we gonna miss him, but of course, he led a life that you have to look up to. Even when he was in his bed, I got a chance to see him when we went home. We went live for the family reunion. I was able to see him. He was in hospice then, but he was in the bed talking about, y'all got to get me up, get me dressed. I got a family reunion to get to. Like, dude, you're not going nowhere. But it's just great to have an uncle like that. And for those of you that do know, when I accepted my call into ministry, and I finally came out to my uncles. My uncle was the only one of that generation as my grandmother's brother, because basically I announced that I had accepted my call and had preached my first sermon. Did not tell my family until I was walking in for my grandmother's funeral. So, y'all, that was like crazy to even have to go through it and basically come out the closet like that at a funeral. Yes. And my uncle looked up to me and he said, "Are you ready for this? Are you really ready for the commitment that it takes to take this walk in the ministry? Are you really ready to have to go through all the trials and the tribulations and the turmoil that you may have to experience as being a minister of the gospel? Are you ready to take on the challenge?" And all I could do was turn around and look at him and say, "Yes, sir, I'm ready." And he said, "If that's the case, let's go." And I processed right on there with the rest of them. So yes, tonight's show is dedicated to one of my heroes, one of my uncles that didn't care who you were, what generation you were in. You were still his niece. You were still his cousin. Bottom line, you were family. And they took that Holiday name and they made something of it. He was one of the pastors of one of the larger churches, medium-sized family churches in the city of Houston. So again, I have to give them a shout out. And of course, like I said, tonight's show is dedicated to my Uncle Fred. Well, y'all, we're going to take a quick break. I'll be right back with Motivational Moment. Everybody, and we are back. Y'all, I just wanted to share just a few things tonight during Motivational Moment, because you know how they say you preach, you got to live what you talk about, or you got to live the life you preach about. Y'all, I am going through so many challenges right now. And the crazy part, they're not even big challenges, but because many of you know I'm going through this transition, and it's like I'm experiencing some things that I didn't think that I was going to have to go through, and looking for someone to live, trying to figure out different things, just trying to find my way in a new city, new town, navigate through different people. But tonight, I want to encourage you to respect the process and be ready for change, because change is inevitable. You have to look at change just look at it in the face and don't even question it, because I promise you, I was getting ready. It was like certain things were happening. I found out, I went and filled out an application, found out something was on my credit that shouldn't have been on my credit. Then I had to fight that. And it's like, I'm like, okay, God, for real? Now, I ain't never went through this trying to look for somewhere to live. But then God showed me, he was like, you the dummy, because I'm trying to help protect you. Because if you had gotten approved for what you wanted to get approved for, you would have been living in debt. You would have been living for paycheck to paycheck to paycheck. And you are not designed for that. You are not designed to be doing those type of things. I want you to walk in wisdom and walk in knowledge of things and just experience what you're supposed to experience. So all of that went down, had to get the thing, had to fight about it. Then I was like, okay, I found a department that I think I finally liked. And then something else happened. Then I was like, okay, you know what? This is ridiculous. And then I said, God, just again, y'all, here I go. Y'all know me. I just talked to him like, look, God, for real, you really gonna do this to me? And then God showed me, it's not the time for you to do what you want to do. I got other things for you to do so you don't get caught up in the situation where you're trying to hustle and bustle and run here and run there. Because if I had gotten approved, we got some other things that are going on that are getting ready to happen, then I'd have been stressed out with something else. So y'all, again, all I want to tell you, all I want to encourage you to do is trust the process and get out of the way and let God do it. Because it's not going to happen in our time. It's not going to happen when you think it's going to happen. It's going to happen when it's supposed to happen. And stop thinking that now this is my new thing and I'm living this right now. I've never really sat down and wrote down what are my goals, because I can't lie. I'm getting closer to 50, and I was like, okay, God, what am I supposed to be doing? Where am I supposed to be going? How am I supposed to do this? And I was like, and I just started writing, and I was like, okay, this makes sense. And then it clicked to me. So many women these days are being discouraged because they are getting close to 50, or they're getting close to 40, or they're in their mid 40s, and they feel like they have not accomplished what they set out to do. Well, tonight, I want you to take that out of your mind. I want you to start looking at moving forward. I want you to start writing down your goals and start preparing yourself to tackle them, because it is a process. Maybe you should not have gotten it in your 20s or 30s because you wouldn't have been able to handle it. But now, and I know that's where I am, because I have matured so much. I have experienced so much. And I know if I had gotten some of the things that I have now, then I wouldn't have handled them properly. I would not have done what I was supposed to do. So what I want to encourage you to do is start working towards your goal, and don't let what people have to say to you about you discourage you from reaching your next level. Age has nothing to do with it. Your size has nothing to do with it. Your education has nothing to do with it. But only thing that has to do with it is you. Change your mind, change your heart, change the people. Even if you have to change the people that you're hanging around with, you have got to change, and you got to start working on your change, because you got to do it. And again, change your mind. And y'all, and most of all, respect the process and get out of the way so God can do what he wants to do. All right, guys, that is our motivational moment for today. We'll be right back with you. so excited about our first guest. I think, if I'm not mistaken, he is actually what I tell everybody is that you should learn how to network via social media. I do believe we connected through LinkedIn, and when I read his bio, I was like, I definitely wanted to talk to him. I wanted to see what he had to say because, as I said earlier, y'all know I'm really into spirituality. He said that even in his bio, Mr. Frank Devers, he openly says, well, I think it was in the intro of the book as well, that he is spiritual, but he's not religious. And at first, you can get a little turned aback by that, but guess what? No worries. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see what he has to say, and we're getting ready to bring him in. Mr. Devers, are you on the line with us? Hello?
Hi, Deborah. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing fine.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, we're trying to get the volume set so the people can hear you. We are live on Facebook. We are also live on listenvision.com. So when you get ready to share this with your friends, this interview, they'll know exactly where to find it. So you have an awesome, awesome story. So why don't you go ahead and tell our viewers and tell our listeners, those that are not familiar with you, about who you are.
Well, I was raised in the town of South Hempstead, New York. It was during my college years that I honed my writing skills. I earned my associate's degree in 1981 with honors. 2 years after earning my bachelor's degree in 1986, I moved to Houston, Texas. I worked 14 years in the corporate world before becoming a writer in 2007. I published my first web article on spirituality in 2008, and my first book, Young Adolf, An Alternate History, in 2011. I published my second book, Politics in America, A Guide to the Two-Party System, in 2012. I've been on a spiritual journey since contracting a serious illness in 1997, which inspired me to write my latest book, Spirituality in the 21st Century.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, one thing I do have to give you a shout out because when I saw that phone number, I got excited because, I'm originally from Houston, Texas. I was excited to see that. So a fellow Houstonian on the line, it doesn't matter. That's just a prime example. It doesn't matter where you are. You can always connect with people that are from where you're from. So how do you like living in Houston?
I'm sorry, I didn't get that.
I said, how do you like living in Houston?
How did I get started?
No, I was like, how do you like living in Houston? Because I'm a fellow Houstonian. So that's what, that's what I was asking. Well, okay, we'll just jump right on in to something else. How did you get started writing on your journey of writing?
I've always had a desire to express my thoughts effectively. I took a writing course in college which strengthened my skills. With the advent of email in the early 90s, that desire crystallized even further. When I lost my corporate job, I came up with the idea for a book on spirituality. I worked diligently on that idea starting in 2007. That effort led me to an article on spirituality, which in turn led to my book. Over time, I gradually added more material to it. From start to finish, it's taken me 11 years to fully develop. During this time, I published 2 other books, which I mentioned.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So, have you gotten any feedback on the books that you've published?
It has mostly been positive. One critique I got is that it could have been a little longer, but I wanted it to be an overview of spirituality. I didn't want to weigh the reader down in too much detail. I wanted it to be a smooth read.
I totally understand. Well, for the people that are listening, how can they get in contact with you? How can they find you?
Well, they can visit my website. Just spell out my name, www.frankdiversa.com. That's F-R-A-N-K, D as in David, A, V as in Victor, E-R-S-A.com. There they will find more information about my book along with links to purchase it from Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Author House, my publisher. They can access my Facebook page from there, and they can also send me a message if they'd like via the contact page.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us here live on Conversations with Deborah Franklin. We have definitely enjoyed it. We look forward to sharing some more about your book, maybe in the future. Have a great evening, and thank you so much for being a guest here live on Conversations with Deborah Franklin.
Thank you. It was great being with you, Deborah.
Thank you. Well, this weekend, the time has finally come. It is bar weekend. We are going to be coming live. Of course, you know, Conversations is going to be there live, and we're going to come in, jump in, and show you some things. But we got an extra special treat for you as well. At Black Authors, Readers, and Writers Weekend Rock, we are going to be taping live an episode of The Tea. Y'all know I'm a co-host on The Tea, which is a online book review show where we talk about a variety of books and how they relate to our everyday life. And Barracoon is going to be the book. Yes, Barracoon, which was authored by Zora Neale Hurston. Yeah, I know. I was kind of taken aback as that as well, because Zora Neale Hurston has been deceased for so long. Y'all, this is a book that they found in the archives. So they decided to go ahead and publish the book, and they put it out, and now it has been on one of the bestsellers. They have been sending books out to a variety of places, to a variety of schools, and getting educators to add this to their reading list. And the book is a very good read. So if you want to join us this weekend for Black Authors, Readers, and Rock in Oxon Hill, Maryland, please go to the website to I think it's bar.com, and it's right up here on the screen, and we're going to be taping live in the Tranquility Room at 9:30 a.m. Y'all, you don't want to miss this. You don't want to miss this episode, because, again, we're going to be taping live, and we want you to be a part of our studio audience. All right, guys, we're going to be right back. Yo, hey, I'm back. You look at me. I'm back. So I got a performer in here tonight. And this young lady got a banging story. I can't wait to have her come on. Miss Shalon Citron. She's going to be with me. So when we're going to take another quick break, and when we come back from this break, we're going to talk to Miss Shalon, and we're going to have a good old time talking some girl talk, and we'll be right back with you. Conversations with Deborah Franklin. I know you see this lovely young lady sitting next to me. This is Miss Shalon Citron. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. I'm so excited about having you here. Let's just dive right into it. So why don't you tell the people that are watching, people that are listening, who are you and what do you do?
Okay, well, I go by Shalon.
Okay.
Shalon Citron is my maiden name, and I am a singer.
Awesome.
I'm a singer, currently a singer.
I love it. She's so modest. She talking about, I'm a singer, and I'm currently a singer. She didn't tell you that this homegirl is a model. She's an actress. She's been in movies. She done did all this. She trying to be all modest. See, I don't know why when people come on here, they acting all shy, like they can't tell us. So tell us about your music. What kind of music do you sing?
Oh, well, my music is a variety of music. My first single that I did in 2012 was a club mix.
Mm-hmm.
Then recently I did more of a neo-soul, poetry, floetry style album. And more recent than that, then it was another club mix.
Okay, come on, club mix.
Right. And so, yeah. And so the album that I'm actually working on now, which is about to be released hopefully by the end of the year, is more R&B, soul.
What we've been missing, like some real music, like music that you can really listen to and wrap your head around the words.
Right. It's more like a story. It's more like, I think it touches a lot of people.
Awesome. So I know in the intro I shared some things. It was like really interesting. For what you don't know, it's like, again, I am originally from Houston, Texas. I come from rodeo people.
Oh, get out of here.
My family is heavy into the rodeo. My brother, oh my God, I don't know how, it's out of the three of us, he is the one that is the rodeo guy. He will sit up, he goes on the trail ride. So when I saw that y'all had a horse ranch.
Well, yeah, I was raised on a ranch. I actually have one horse here. I had two. My mom still has a ranch in Nevada, though.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Oh, wow. How does that work? How was that growing up on a ranch?
It was good. I mean, to me, it's normal.
Right.
But, I guess it would be like anybody else who grows up, doing all kinds of sports as a child. That was basically my main sport as a child. And, it's a lot of responsibilities. So it kind of taught me work ethics.
You know what? And I'm glad you said that. So what kind of work ethic does that teach? Because a lot of times people don't realize what it takes to live in that farm environment, in that how can I say it? In on that ranch environment. What does that mean? Especially taking that, let's say, working the land to your everyday music career. How does that go?
Well, wow. The typical chore list of a child today is probably like, do the dishes, take out the trash, clean your room.
Right.
Well, the typical chore list on a ranch is like 2 legal size papers long per day before you even get your homework started.
Right.
And, so on a daily basis, you're probably doing about, within the morning and evening, 2 to 3 hours of chores per day.
Wow.
And not including any sports you have or any homework you have or anything else. So TV was not really in the picture for me. It was growing up. So
and on the other hand, TV was my babysitter.
Right. We didn't have babysitters. We had chore lists.
Right,
and if we didn't do the chore list, then we knew that we weren't doing what we were supposed to do. So.
Exactly. That is too funny. Too funny. I love it. So how would you describe your life now?
As far as it's busy.
Wherever you want to take it.
My life is blessed. I'm going to say that. My life is definitely blessed. I'm doing what I want to do.
I love it.
I've worked hard to get there. People think it's easy, and people think that, you can just get there and not have to work to get there. And they think that, you can just not have a job and get there, and they don't realize that,
Girl, wait a minute. Say that one. Where is the buzzer? I need the buzzer on that one because I am so tired of that. What do you say to people that think that they could just get up one day and they just got the world in their hand?
Well, they can do that if they have money to start with. All right. So I'll give them that. But on an average person who wants to get somewhere in life and they just want to get there, and they think they can just get there without having a job to support them, I'd say open up your eyes, because you're going to be pulling from everyone else who's trying to fulfill their dreams in order to fulfill your dreams. And that's, pretty selfish, because people are going to stop helping you.
Most
at a certain
definitely.
point. They're going to be like, you get your own job. I mean,
Right,
come on now.
Right. Well, I just saw something that was really funny, and they said, I'm not gonna repeat that because they were talking about they at the Shirley Caesar concert, and there was a Shirley Caesar concert in Baltimore. Well, y'all go on and hold y'all mule while y'all at the concert, because we definitely not gonna be holding our mule in here. No, indeedy. And first of all, why you live watching us live at the Shirley Caesar concert?
Exactly. What
Is
does
she
that
on
say?
break? I'm just saying. But anywho, I'm glad that you said that you have to have a work ethic. And we were sharing some things earlier, and I touched on this a little bit in the monologue about what do you say to women that think, because I might be over 40, I might be divorced, I don't have children, about going after their dreams?
I'd say that right now, it's been drilled into our heads so hard that once you hit the age of 25 or 26, that we're no longer good enough to be in the industry. That's not true.
Right.
I mean, it's been drilled into our heads by the industry people.
Right.
That's the way it is, and that's the way it should be, because everybody new is coming in and they're going to push you out. Don't listen to that, because there's so many people who have made it in their 40s and 50s, and
some
very
people
successful.
didn't even have a hit till they were in their late 30s, early 40s.
Anything, modeling, acting, singing, whatever, or any other career that they feel that you should be young doing it.
I think that's touching even down to educators. They want teachers to be a certain age. They want everybody to be a certain age. But I think you have that lack of wisdom.
I think you touched on it earlier when you first started the show, that basically, if it didn't happen when you were younger, or if it did happen when you were younger, you might not have appreciated it when it happened. So I think that lack of wisdom that you're talking about is the path that we are going on through life creates the wisdom that we need to be successful in the career that we're trying to be in.
Wow. I really have to totally agree with you, because so many times we don't want to trust the process. What do you think would have happened if you didn't trust the process? Well,
I think, honestly, I've been asked when I was younger to be that triple threat, modeling, acting, and singing. And I said, no, I'm not. But if I would have, I feel that I probably would have gone on a different, maybe more negative path, more money-hungry path, or more a path where I didn't have children and I didn't have a family, because I wasn't thinking about that, which now I think, well, gosh, if I would have went down that path, I wouldn't have any of my kids right now, because I had no intention of having kids then.
Wow.
So, yeah. Wow. So I think that, like you said, trust the process, because there's always a reason for it.
Most definitely. And I guess right now, because I tell everybody, when you start reaching certain age milestones, you start to think that you can't do certain things. And it's just like, and I keep saying it, and I say it over and over again, man, throw that to the curb. Get up and do what you want to do.
I think people start to reach that theory in their head, because a lot of people are stuck in jobs where they feel like they can't. They feel like they don't have the time to do it. Their job won't allow them to do it. They're living paycheck to paycheck, so they can't do it. So I feel like that's a blockage in their path, but it doesn't need to be. Like, if they really, really want to accomplish something in their life, they're going to find a way around that block.
Right. So tell me, we had a similar experience, and I got so tickled when she told me about this. Talk about this cover of this CD.
Forgive me if I make anybody mad on it.
Yeah, you know what? It's okay, because you on Conversations, honey.
Right.
We do nothing else. We gonna tell the truth and tell it straight up.
Right. So on this album, I put my face on it. On this album, I put my face on it. Mm-hmm. So after this one, I made the Fantasy song, which is a club song. I made the original. And I was talking to a friend of mine who's in the industry, in the music industry, and he's about the same age as me. And he said, Shalon, you're getting older. Don't put your face on the cover of that CD. Right. And I said, well, why not? Right. He's like, because you're not the model you used to be.
Woo!
And I said,
that was some shade, honey.
Well, I mean,
that was.
He didn't mean it in like a
No,
disrespectful
I got you.
way.
Right.
But he said basically, you know, that song appeals to a younger crowd. So
Right.
me being older, it probably wouldn't be as appealing if I had my face on the cover of it.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't put my face on the cover of it. But then it got picked up by a record company.
Uh-oh.
And they did a remix.
Gotcha.
And they put my face on the cover.
Look at that. Come on, face. Come on, face.
And it's booming right now.
And you know what? And I think with this whole age of social media, I think that whole theory of you look this way, you look that way, I think it's gone out the window, honestly.
Yeah. I feel it has.
Because everybody wants to know what you look like, what you sound like. And I think when somebody sees you and they're like, wait a minute. Man, is that the new face of 40? Is that the new face of 50? Is that the new face of 60? You know, it's almost amazing because now it's like you have no other choice but to want to try and do something different because you're seeing people at all ages doing what they want to do. And they're doing it. Well, let me put it like this here. Those that are doing it tasteful. Not the ones that are just doing stuff.
Yeah.
And you like, come on. You passed that, boo. I don't mind you still trying to be in the rap game, but can you do some rap that you can relate to?
Right. Yeah, I think that's true.
And I actually have seen it change in the modeling world too, right?
Yeah, it has. It goes back and forth because when I came over here from California, it was a different market, and I wasn't really used to it, which it was good because it was more of an urban market, which allowed me to get into it a lot heavier because I was more of an urban look. I was skinny. I was like a 2'3" when I started, but I was.
Girl, I think I came out the womb 2'3", honey.
No,
I don't know what no 2'3" do. What a 2'3" do? What a 2? Yo, I might be like, if I was a 2'3", they'd be like, girl, can you get a sandwich?
But in LA, I was big. So.
Oh yeah, you got a point.
Yeah,
you got a point.
So when I
got
came
a point.
here, it was like, oh, I kind of fit in here. I got some hips. To go
Come
with.
on,
I
hips.
might be a 2'3", but I got some hips, so I can kind of fit in. And then I kind of went to a 6'7", and I was like, yeah, I can do this. I can do this. So it's like I like this side of the United States as far as the modeling because I fit in.
Okay,
Yeah.
You got to be a real woman.
Yeah, I got to be. I didn't have to like starve myself.
Got you. And and I think that's something else that needs to be said and put out there too, especially for our young girls.
Yeah.
Well, even some of our older women are going through that too. When they're going through this whole, I don't understand why I make jokes about weight, I make jokes about certain things, but it's like, when do you start to love yourself for who you are?
Well, to be honest with you, it's hard for me.
Okay.
Because I've been raised in that. Entertainment pretty much all my life outside of the horses. It's been tough for me. It's been tough for me on a regular basis. I'm like, oh my God, I'm not a dieter or anything like that, but I'm like, I can't do any modeling shoots today. I can't do any modeling shoots today because I am not looking like, because even a photographer will be like, you gained weight, right? Okay.
And it's okay. Like, you know what?
You can shoot that angle, right?
Right. You can do another angle because you get my good sound.
Right. So it's tough either way. It's tough either way, whether you're in it or you're not in it.
I can only imagine. I can only imagine, because how do you feel now being in the forefront now? Because you said that you had done some backup work. How do you feel now being in the forefront, being in the lead, as opposed to being, for lack of the doo-wopper? That's what I like to call the backup singer. The hook girl.
Right. No, yeah, this is great. I'm excited. This is like wonderful. It's like blowing my mind every day. This is great. This is like love.
Oh,
yeah.
That's wonderful. Yeah. So what about the control? How much control do you get artist freedom when you're doing what you're doing now?
As far as what, recording or whatever, I do whatever I want to do.
Come on, girl.
People have tried to put me in a box as far as, what kind of music do you do? I do this, and this, and this, and this. They're like, nah, you can't. You gotta stay in a genre. No, I don't. Because I write my own music and I'm gonna do what I want to do.
I know that's right, girlfriend. I love it. Oh, yes, indeed. So why don't you tell us, what are you performing for us today?
I'm actually performing off this album. It's a more R&B album. It's touching to a lot of women that are going through a lot of things in life. You know? It's called Prisoner.
Okay.
And it's an R&B type.
You know
song.
what? She's
Come
on. Did you see her allude to us? She gave us. She's like, it's called Prisoner.
It's called.
So are we
Prisoner.
gonna be a prisoner of our mind, a prisoner of a
love
relationship?
song. It's a relationship.
Oh
song. The whole album is
Lord, we got to be set and free. Why don't you, baby?
exactly.
Yes,
I have
honey.
a song on there called
Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Because what was your inspiration behind that particular song?
This whole album.
Okay, this whole album. What was your muse?
This whole album is about a relationship between someone who got into a relationship, and then the person that she got into a relationship with got married to someone else.
Oh, wow.
So, but she fought because she didn't know whether to stay with him, or she stayed with him, and then she was the side girl in that relationship. And so she was, trying to get away from it because she had been in this relationship for so long, and then all of a sudden, out of the blue, he just went and got married.
Wow.
And she didn't know it. She
Wow.
found out via social media.
Shut up.
So this is
Girl, that's juicy.
This whole album is.
This sounds like a country and western song. That
Actually,
don't sound a blues
yeah,
song.
no, there's this like.
Oh
that
my
kinda
gosh,
like
I'm ready to hear
twist
some
on
BB
it.
King rip on that. Dun dun dun
Some
dun.
of the
Oh
other
my
songs
gosh.
have a bluesy tone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah,
that's what the
but you know
album's
what? A lot of women can relate to that.
A lot of women can relate to
And
it.
that's the sad part because, you don't wake up one day and say, oh, I want to be the side chick.
Heck, some people do. But
Well, that's true. You
majority
know
of-
what? The majority of us are not
Yeah.
waking up in the morning
Right.
to be, yes, Lord, I'm a side piece.
Right, exactly.
So, no, I totally, yeah. So that's what you have to do. You will not be the amen corner for the side piece, sir. Y'all, we got somebody in the audience, and they going to sit up here and get excited because they like, yes, let somebody wake up and be on the side piece. So, in other words, he that man. That you gonna find on social media. We ain't gonna put no names out. We ain't gonna even put the camera on it because I don't want to get him in trouble. Because I don't want his wife coming up here on this show showing off on me. Because honey, I'll be like, nah, baby, I don't know nothing about this side piece, honey.
Exactly.
And no, he is not taking applications because some people do take side piece applications because they need to make sure they got checklists. Do you fit the side piece criteria?
Right, exactly.
Y'all, we always want to have fun. And to those side pieces, no, I'm sorry. I love you too. Everybody got to have a life. Power to the side piece, but I just can't be a part of that club. Yeah, amen and hallelujah. And on that note, we going to take a quick break and we going to be right back with you here on Conversations with Deborah Franklin. are back here live with Miss Shalon. She is getting ready to perform for us. What we performing? We Prisoner, right?
Prisoner, yeah.
Y'all, I'm ready. I'm ready because see, this song goes out to all the side pieces. This is dedicated to the side pieces.
That
you got to stop.
away.
That you got to get away and stop being a prisoner. Yeah. All right, we're gonna turn this right on over to Miss Shalon.
Thank you. I know you love me in a messed up sort of way. How can you kiss me and go home to her each day? I know you love me in a messed up sort of way. Why do you play me emotionally that way? I cry for you, I cry for me, I cry because you haven't felt it in your heart to set me free. Ooh, I cry for you, yeah, I cry for me. Baby, heartache kills, and that's what you're doing to me. I know you love me in a messed up sort of way. Why do you play me emotionally that way? I know you love me in a messed up sort of way. My heart can't take no more. Why do you play me that way? I cry for you, I cry for me, I cry because you haven't felt it in your heart to set me free. Ooh, I cry for you, yeah, I cry for me. Baby, heartache kills, and that's what you're doing to me. How many times must I cry for you to realize that you're tearing me apart? How many times must you lie to try to keep me in your heart? I cry for you, I cry for me, I cry because you haven't felt it in your heart to set me free. Ooh, I cry for you, yeah, I cry for me. Baby, heartache kills, and that's what you're doing to me. Why do you make me cry? Baby, please let me go. Break the chains, set me free. I'm like a prisoner, you know. I cry for you, cry for me, cry because you haven't felt it in your heart to set me free. Ooh, I cry for you, yeah, I cry for me.
so much.
You're welcome.
So, what was that little talking part? What was you saying? You wanted
Oh,
to
baby, just set me free. Break
Baby,
the chains.
see?
Let me go.
Side pieces. If you are watching, this is what you got to say. Baby,
Let me go.
Let me live. Let me go. All
Set
of
me
that.
free.
Well, when you were writing this song, or when your motivation behind that, have you heard anybody say that this song has helped them get out of that situation?
This is not released yet. This whole album hasn't been released yet. So this is like, you guys got the first
heard
of
it first here live on Conversations. Yes. You haven't released this yet.
This is not released yet.
Shut your
This whole
mouth.
album is waiting for the cover.
Oh my gosh. So when is the release date?
As soon as I shoot the cover. Probably next month.
Next month. So how will they be able to get this song once it's done? How are you going to be distributing it?
It'll be worldwide.
Worldwide.
However.
So CD Baby, Amazon, all of them, they'll be able to download.
Yep.
Look. See, now you got your gifts, your Christmas list, side pieces. This is gonna be your Christmas release gift. You gonna have to go get this for all my girlfriends that got girlfriends that are side pieces.
Absolutely.
You gonna have to go get this song for them so they can say, "Baby,
It's time to go. Start a
it's time
new
to go."
life. You can do better.
Yes, indeed. Well, all right, y'all. We'll be right back with you here live on Conversations. with Deborah Franklin. Shalon, what would you like to close out? What would be your closing remarks to everybody that's listening to the show tonight?
If you feel like you're stuck somewhere, you should find a way out, because you're not stuck unless it's all in your brain. You know, it's all up here. So unless it's like a relationship that's, you know, physically killing you, there's always a way out.
Wow, that's a mouthful, because basically that is part of the process. You got to know when to get out and let it go, especially if you are in an abusive relationship. Ladies, that is abuse, to be in a relationship with somebody that doesn't love you the way that they love, that love you back and treat you the way that they treat you. Because why be number two when there's plenty of people out here so you can be number one?
Absolutely, I agree.
Oh,
Totally.
Honey,
it took me a long time to figure that out. So I definitely agree.
No, and I totally agree. It took me a minute to get there as well. But the thing is, we got there, and that's half the battle, y'all. It's not saying that this is this is not a sprint. It is a marathon. No, we may be sounding like we're saying, "Oh, this happens overnight." But don't think that, because, you know, we have to make sure that we are running the race that we were given and stay on our course and be who we were called to be. Well, guys, it's been fun. It's been real. But, y'all, I got to get out of here because, you see, she got on a Lounge Boys shirt. So, y'all know they out of town. So they got some girls taking over the show after me. So I don't know what, I just want you to be ready, because you never know what you're going to get. Because when the Lounge Boys was on my show last week, y'all, I don't even know who they were. They weren't even themselves. I don't even know. They changed up though when I went on theirs, but you know it's all good. But y'all, I want you to make sure you stay tuned in and tune in to the Lounge Boys this afternoon because they got some good stuff that's going to be happening. And y'all, if you got to reach out, you want to book, we are still accepting dates for just go to our website, conversationsdeborahfranklin.com, as well as all social media. We look forward to seeing you. Love you to life. Have a great evening.